Okay, man. Welcome back to the 5230 podcast. Took a couple of days off so that all the free agency stuff could build up. We could talk about it all at once, and then again in probably like another week or two. But this is Wagner. I'm here with I'm here with the man from Jersey. How you doing?
Man, last I checked, that wasn't your alias, man. What's that about?
That's just my name. I
I
don't.
thought, I
It
thought you,
doesn't
I thought
matter.
you, I thought you went by the alias.
No, it doesn't matter to me.
All right, cool, man. So then
Yeah, I
I'm
just
John. I'm John. I'm John today. No, I'm just playing.
yeah, be John.
No. But what's up, man? Yeah, we haven't done a video in a few
Swag.
weeks. And the
Yeah, man.
episode in a few weeks, but we're back.
One of the biggest things, obviously, there's like a couple of huge trades that we haven't talked about. Probably the biggest one is the Kevin Durant to Houston, right?
Yeah, man. That was like the big
Okay.
blockbuster one.
Just to like knock the in the draft, we didn't talk about the draft. But wait, let's just go through the big ones. There's a Kevin Durant, there's a Desmond Bain to Orlando, which was like the last thing we talked about in the previous video. I think we just covered it very, very lightly. Um, the Michael Porter Jr. to the Nets for Cam Johnson and a pick, and then there was the the
Oh
freaking
no. It was MPJ and a pick for Cam Johnson.
yeah, and then Charlotte Hornets center Mark Williams to the Suns. Suns have been doing a lot of stuff, man. But that's like the biggest ones, right? So then after that, there's like dates that I have here. There's like the first thing that happened after the finals, like because we didn't even talk about that. I think the OKC Thunder won. They won their first title in OKC in yeah OKC. So how do you feel about that? Like I know you said they were gonna win. You called it right. What do you think?
I mean, I got the winner right, but
Yeah,
I said in five, it went seven. Obviously, I'm not mad, dude. You want every series to go seven, right? If you like the sport, you want every series to go seven. Unless you're like a OKC fan or an Indiana fan, and then you're like, I want Indiana to sweep or I want OKC to sweep. But if you're neutral, you just want it to go seven. It went to seven. It was looking great, man. Halliburton came out, hit like two or three threes. I was like, oh man, okay, like we're off to a good start, right? Both teams are bringing it. And then Halliburton goes down. I forget what the injury was, but
torn Achilles. It's
missed the
crazy. There's
rest of the
like
game. Torn
there's a lot of
Achilles,
torn
okay.
Achilles.
Yeah, man. So obviously he was out for the rest of the game, and then, pardon me, Indiana kept it close until halftime. They actually went into half up one, right? And you're kind of like telling yourself, oh man, they got a puncher's chance. But still kind of in the end, you're like, not really, man. OKC's gonna turn it up. Watching the second half, and they did, and they won by like double digits, captured their first championship. The Halliburton thing really put a damper on the game seven, and then now, he's had surgery, and they say he's gonna miss like all of next season. So Indiana's they're gonna take a major step back, and they lost a big name in free agency that I won't say just yet, unless you want to have that be the transition.
Yeah,
Uh,
that has to be the transition, right?
yeah, it's just too good to not have it be the segue, right? So yeah, man,
Yeah.
they lost Miles Turner in free agency. He went to Indiana. I think he signed for like 125 mil or something like that. I forget what it was exactly, but he went to the Pacers, which is kind of crazy because Indiana and Milwaukee have had like a little rivalry just because they're obviously in the same division. But even in the last few years, they've been meeting up in the playoffs and things been getting chippy, bro. Halliburton was chirping, talking smack to them, eliminated them 2 years in a row. And then Turner jumps ship and goes to the Bucks. Interesting, man. What'd you think about that, man? That Turner signing?
Yeah, that it seemed kind of weird because Milwaukee had Brook Lopez. So they pretty much just did a like they found a guy that was almost exactly the same, you know? I don't think it's gonna improve them that much.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, Turner's younger, right? So that's obviously a good thing. But it's not even just like a Brook Lopez replacement because if we keep with the Milwaukee Bucks, they've friggin' waived Damian Lillard, which sounds crazy to say. They just waived him. I think he has like 2 years left on his contract. They just waived.
Yeah, that's where I don't know. I don't think they get better, but they had to do something. Like they couldn't just let go of Brook Lopez and just not replace him with
Stretch it
anybody. You know
out
what I mean?
over it. What's up?
They had to get somebody to replace Brook Lopez, so they did a good job with that.
Yeah, but yeah, they did. So basically, they took Dame's contract, they stressed it out. So now, like, it's less money on a yearly basis they owe. It created enough room on the cap that they were able to sign Miles Turner. So you go -1 on Damian Lillard to replace Brook Lopez with Miles Turner. I hate it, bro. Milwaukee's gonna be worse next year. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, man, this that's just like a free agency thing. So if we go on, let's just do this quick, just to like knock off everything that's happened, because things just change all the time. But basically, the things that happen with like contracts and like extensions and adding free agents, sorry. DeAndre Ayton went to the Lakers. Turner went to the Bucks. Uh, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander got a supermax deal. The Grizzlies gave a max deal to the Jaren Jackson. LeBron's opting into his contract. Finney Smith to the Rockets. Harden got a new deal. Randall back to the Wolves.
Hey, I want to
And
ask you real
then,
quick, man. If you
yeah,
were the GM of the Memphis Grizzlies, would you give Jaren Jackson Jr. that contract? You specifically.
me?
Yeah.
Uh, fuck, man. It says 5 year, 240 million.
So
So that's
almost
like,
50 mil. Almost
yeah, it's
50 a
almost
year.
50 mil a year. You're talking like, is he as good as like one of the best players in the league? I don't think so. I don't think he is one of those guys that's gonna carry a team. Like obviously, like it's hard to compare anybody to like SGA, LeBron, Doncic, and Jokic. Those are like the four guys that you could kind of build around, and that you would give a max deal. I don't know. It doesn't seem like he has that type. Like I never see him like really just like take over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I asked you because I wouldn't have done it. I probably would have tried to have traded him last year. Obviously easier said than done because who's gonna want to take him with an expiring contract and then if he doesn't resign. But to me, Triple J is one of those. To me, he's one of those players that for the last few years people really talk him up, and I'm like, dude, this guy reminds me of Brook Lopez, like a young Brook Lopez. You're a big man who barely gets 5 rebounds a game.
Hmm.
You're always like away from the basket. You're always like mid range and 3 point with it. And that's actually like not even Brook Lopez when he first came into the league. Brook Lopez was actually a post player. So let me not disrespect Brook. Brook Lopez with time became a 3 point shooter and all that. But
Yeah,
if I got a big man, I want my big man to get 9 rebounds at least, bro. You're my starting four, and you can't get 9 rebounds. I, I mean, he won Defensive Player
yeah.
of the Year recently, so that's obviously like a good on his case, right? But freaking so has Rudy Gobert, and people always shit on Rudy Gobert left and right.
I think the market. It just shows how crazy the market is, because like they're giving a guy like that all that money, and then you compare him to a guy like Victor Wembanyama, who I think everyone would say is better. And Wembanyama gets like 10 plus rebounds and still hits like more threes and gets more blocks. It's like I hope Wemby can get healthy again. Like that's a huge thing, man. If Wemby could get healthy and be a consistent guy, dude, he just I feel like it would cool down the markets because everyone would be like, "Yo, why are we giving this guy a max deal when we could just hold out for Wemby?" Like, like some crazy shit like that. I don't know. I just
right?
it
So
just doesn't make sense to me.
basically, what I was trying to get at is, to me, if you're a team trying to actually win a championship, to me, you're not going to be a real contender unless Jaren Jackson Jr. is your third best player. If he's your first or your
Yeah.
second, if he's your first or your second, and you're paying him 50 mil, you're capped hard as hell, bro. Unless you strike gold in the lottery and you get some guy on a short, low contract who develops into a stud, and but if I was Memphis, I would have looked at trading him like 2 years ago, man. Because how much time do you need? I'm looking at this guy, like 6 rebounds. Yeah, like 2 blocks is cool, but 6 rebounds, not even like the best shooting percentages. I'm gonna commit 50 mil to this guy? No way. That's all I got on that one. If you want to move on, we can move on.
Yeah, and it looks like they picked up some center from China in the draft, so I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
He's the new
But
Hashim to beat.
yeah. But yo, basically those are like the big free agency things already. Like in the last like 2.5 weeks since the finals ended. Um, James Harden got a new 2-year deal. Yeah, so like there's a lot of cool things that went down, but the trades were crazy because in the trades, so from like June 15th, like the playoffs were still going on. That was the Desmond Bain, KCP, and the whole bunch of picks that they got. And then after that, big thing was Kevin Durant on June 22nd. That was like the day of the finals. Kevin Durant for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and a whole bunch of different picks, like second round picks, first round picks, which is crazy because I think Phoenix is getting a bunch more than what I think Memphis got. Or like I think Orlando gave up way more than they should have. Like for
Orlando?
Desmond Bain. Yeah, I think like comparing those two trades, because there's a lot of picks and players involved. And it's like Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks, I think, are better than KCP and Cole Anthony. So right off those two players, like Phoenix gets better players. Then they get first round pick 2025, second round pick 2025, 2026, 2030, 2032. Like then comparing that to Memphis, the Magic gave up like every first rounder they could possibly give up for like the next like 5 years. And then Orlando just gets Desmond Bain and Houston gets Kevin Durant. I think I would rather have Kevin Durant than Desmond Bain, right? Or no?
It depends, man. It depends. I mean, KD's a lot older. KD's like maybe 10 years older than Desmond Bain. It's weird. Like, it's weird, right? If I'm Orlando, I actually would want Desmond Bain more than Kevin Durant. But if I'm Houston, I would want Kevin Durant more than Desmond Bain. Like, I think those two guys fit the teams good, right? Because Orlando, they got a little young team. So Desmond Bain's young. You squeeze him in there. They needed the shooting because they don't really got a lot of shooters if you look at Orlando, right? So they get in Desmond Bain. That's not to say that they didn't overpay. They definitely 100% overpaid. But
Yeah.
I think I like Bain in Orlando over like Durant. But then in Houston, I like KD because Houston, they got some dogs already, bro. They got mad defenders. They're a gritty team. But last year against Golden State, dude, that series at some points was looking like a early 2000s Nets
Wait,
versus Detroit Pistons.
wait. So you're telling me you would put last year's playoff, same exact playoff, because the Magic were in the playoff and the Houston Rockets were in the playoffs. So you tell me you would have rather put Desmond Bain on that Houston Rockets team instead of Kevin Durant, or you would have put Kevin Durant on the Magic over Desmond Bain. Like which one do you think would have advanced? Is what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, dude. I don't know. I don't think I heard everything you said because the signal kind of crapped out. So just try to repeat it once more.
If you flip those players last year, right?
Uh-huh.
Like
D-Bane
don't
and Katie.
which team do you think would have advanced more easily? Like if if the Rockets had Durant or if the Rockets had Desmond Bain, and the same thing with the Magic, like who would have advanced in the East playoff? The Magic with Durant or the Magic with Bain?
I think both teams would do better with Durant. But the thing is,
Yeah, that's all I'm
I
thinking.
think the thing is like it's gonna sound weird, right? Because I'm literally about to tell you that I think Houston is more like desperate, I guess. And it's funny saying that because this is literally Orlando who just gave up like 4 picks for Desmond Bain. But I just think Desmond Bain fits them more because Houston, they've proven that they could rebuild things pretty well. Like they had back in the day, the Yao Ming T Mac era, then they transitioned
Oh,
into James Harden, then they transitioned from the James Harden into what they have right now. Orlando, dude, they've been pretty trash since like Dwight Howard, right? So
yeah.
they rarely ever get any like teams to get excited about. They don't rebuild as quickly and as like nicely as Houston does. So getting Desmond Bain, I think it fits them more because he's younger. You keep him longer. KD, KD, you never know, man. This dude might have just like 2 more years in the tank. He's an older guy. So I like the long-term play more for a team like Orlando. Houston, to me, KD has more upside. Like he's a better player, KD, than Desmond Bain. So I think Houston takes the chance because Houston also has a crap ton more assets. They have other picks. They have one pick that's from Phoenix, which you never know what that might be moving forward. Phoenix is they might be trash for years to come. So they got like a little thing in their back pocket, where they could take a flyer on KD, see how it goes these next 2 years, and they're not mortgaging the whole future. So like I said, I like it for both teams, like the Bane in Orlando, KD in Houston. But if you're talking about which team, like, would you do better with Bane or KD? I think obviously in the short term, KD, because KD is freaking the man.
Okay, so just think of this too. In the draft, in the draft, I'm looking at it real quick. They got this center from Duke. This big dude from Duke. The Houston Rockets got him. Plus, I think I'm trying to look it up. I think the Houston Rockets they got this dude, legend of the fantasy game, Clint Capella.
Mm.
Do you remember?
Yeah, yeah, they brought back Clint, man, bringing back the whole gang.
So it says Capella heads back to the Rockets on 3-year deal. So they got Capella, they
Hmm.
got Şengün, they got Amen Thompson,
Steven
they got
Adams,
they got Steven Adams, they got Kevin Durant, they
Jabari Smith
got
Jr.
Jabari Smith Jr., they got this new guy from Duke who's a giant. Like this team is just gonna be insane with just like shot blocking and like paint defense. Like no one is gonna do anything like down low if
That's
they
what I'm
got
saying.
so like I don't know. I think a team like Orlando could do so much better, and like you're seeing what the Rockets are doing, and you're like, damn, like the Rockets like they look like they're making themselves better and what they're already good at, and they're also covering a weakness like having Durant. They got someone
Hmm.
who's like you got to double team him. So
Yeah, dude,
I think
Jalen
it's
Green
better.
was a no-show. Jalen Green was a no-show against Golden State. Dylan Brooks,
Yeah.
I don't know if he was really a no-show or not, but that dude's just a knucklehead. I would never want him on my team if I was a GM. That's what you got rid of, and then the pick, and you get KD. I like it. KD could give you 30 any night, right? Like against Golden State, dude. Houston had him. It went to 7, and Houston was tiring out Golden State with the physicality. But the only thing, the knock on Houston was them mother effers couldn't get a basket. Sometimes you get KD, now you need a basket, you dump it to KD, man. So it's a good for them.
All right. That's pretty awesome. I like that. I like. I think we're both on the same page. Like the Rockets are like. I think they're gonna be way better now. But moving on, the next day, Celtics trade two-time All-Star to the Blazers, Drew
Ooh,
Holiday to the Blazers, have Fernie Simmons and two future second-round picks to the Celtics. What do you think?
All right, so let's just cover the Celtics, right? Because they got rid of Holiday and Porzingis. They blew the thing up. They got JT out this upcoming year, almost. They're saying like basically the whole season. So don't expect them to be competing for a championship. So they got rid of Holiday and Porzingis. Drew
Yeah, he went to the
Holiday,
Hawks. Kristaps went
yeah,
to the Hawks.
yeah. Drew Holiday going back to Portland. So it's such like a funny thing. I can't help but laugh. Drew Holiday's going back to Portland for Anthony Simons, and what'd you say? A second round pick?
It says two future second round picks.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Um, Boston did it because luxury tax stuff, reasons. I'm pretty sure if it wasn't for that, they would have just held on to Drew Holiday.
And
Um,
Tatum. Tatum got hurt.
Yeah, but even with the Tatum thing, I think if it wasn't for the luxury tax and all that stuff, they probably would have kept Holiday and Porzingis if they could have, and just been like, "Yo, JB, Kristaps, Holiday, White. Let's see what we could do if we could like flip like a Sam Hauser or something like that into something a little better." And then they just keep trekking along. But the salary cap stuff was along with the Tatum when you combine it. That's why they blew it up. This trade, I mean, I don't really know what to think about it like too much. I'm not like that passionate about one side or the other. It is odd that Drew Holiday is going back to Portland because Portland they just love helping out Boston. They
Yeah.
basically they traded him Drew Holiday 2 years ago that helped them get the championship. All the pieces they got back were complete dog water. Malcolm Brogdon, the always injured Malcolm Brogdon, the always injured Robert Williams, and some picks that became God knows what. And that was what got Drew Holiday. And then now that the Celtics basically used Drew Holiday for everything they needed him for, they're like, hey, we need to find a trade partner. Now that this guy's 2 years older, a lot slower, we need a trade partner. And then here comes Portland being like, yeah, we want him back now that he's slower. And we'll give you a young dude. You know,
Crazy, man.
Anthony Simons is obviously not, he's not an all-star or anything like that, but and I think he's only got 1 year left on his deal, so who knows if Portland will re-sign him. But one thing that's but I mean not Portland, my bad, Boston, man. I'm sorry. Hey man, for those listening, it's hot in New Jersey right now and
Well,
I'm outside,
hey,
so yeah.
hey, just so you know, the Blazers, they actually traded that Chinese center.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the Grizzlies traded that Chinese center to get the number 11 pick, Cedric Coward. They traded that one of those first round picks that they got. The Grizzlies got a first round pick from Orlando, and they immediately traded that to get a higher pick in the draft, go from like number 16 to number 11. So then the Grizzlies already flipped some stuff from Orlando, and the Blazers get a center, this Chinese dude. So they're gonna have that dude Klingen and Young Henson, and they got rid of Aiton, and they got Drew Holiday. Dude, the Blazers are just a mishmash like of just random players. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that trade I saw on a video that was covering the trade that Boston might look to trade Anthony Simons like around the trade deadline or something like that. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
if they can manage to pull another rabbit out of a hat, because Boston, dude.
Yeah.
How do you trade Marcus Smart and you walk out of the deal with Kristaps Porzingis and two first round picks? Only the Celtics could do that. Only the Celtics.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and if they could pull a rabbit out of a hat and flip Anthony Simons for another great player, then they look like geniuses. But as of right now, it's really nothing that's shaking the basketball world. It's Drew Holiday, old, going to Portland. He's probably gonna try to be a mentor for Scoot, and Anthony
Scoot.
Simons is gonna go to Boston, get a ton of shots up, and Boston's most likely gonna suck this year. Now the Kristaps one, that one I'm a little more interested in, man, because he's going to Atlanta. And Atlanta, I think they gave up like Niang. That's it. What they give up? Do you have
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, the whole thing was Boston gets Niang and a second round pick. Atlanta gets Kristaps and a second round pick. So basically the same thing. And the Nets get Terrence Mann and the 2025 first round pick, number 22.
Hey, did you mute your audio? I don't hear you.
No, no, no. I'm still here. You don't hear
Okay,
me?
now I hear you. Now I hear you. Now I hear you.
No, it was just second round picks all around and just some picks. That's it.
There you go. And Atlanta gets Porzingis now. Obviously, it's Boston's not getting anything of value. Atlanta, though, that's a nice little. So we always get suckered into Porzingis, right? Like, I mean, the guy we understand, man. He gets injured, but when he plays and his mind is right, that
Yeah.
dude, that dude is nice. Now you get that in Atlanta
Well,
with Trey Young. It's a nice one
and
too.
obviously Ricochet and Jalen Johnson if he comes back from a shoulder injury. It's a pretty
And
good squad.
Dyson, Mr. 3.0
Yeah.
plus steals a game, Daniels.
Dyson, the legend for Carlito, the legend for Carlito Daniels.
Yeah, man. That. Look, think about the starting five you just said, right? Trey, Daniels, Ricochet, Porzingis, and who else did we have?
Jalen
They got
Johnson if he comes back.
Jalen Johnson, man. That's your starting five. If you want to, you could flip Porzingis with Okongwu if you want to in the start lineup. But
Yeah.
even that six man, whether it's Okongwu or Porzingis, that's a nice team, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We got to see if they could somehow play defense. Hopefully they could get some defense in there.
I think they got a good start, man. Okongwu's pretty okay at defense. So is Dyson. I mean, you're getting 3 point something steals a game, and then you got
Yeah.
Porzingis getting some blocks in the paint. It's a good start, if you ask me.
We'll see, man, because Trey Young and then I don't know about Ricochet. We'll see. But it is a good start if everybody stays healthy because Trey Young gets hurt sometimes too. Jalen Johnson was just out last year. Like this is a highly injured team. So I don't know, man. But the last trade I wanted to talk to you about because you had one of these players last year was
Hey, Swag. I'm just gonna let you know, man. The floor is yours, man. I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit. The floor is yours. Steer us in the right direction.
yeah, this was the last thing. I was just gonna say Wizards traded Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, and a 2025 second round pick, number 40. And the Wizards get CJ McCollum, who you had in your fantasy team last year, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second round pick. Um, yeah, I don't. This one seems like there's just a lot of like similar type players. Like no one's really getting better, and the Wizards have a lot of young talent. They had a top pick this year. They went with what's his name? The Wizards got the number 6 pick. They went with Trey Johnson. Wait, let me see. Yeah, yeah, they went with Trey Johnson. He's another guard. So like, how many guards does this team have? Like the Wizards just seem like now they have C.J. McCollum. I think they extended Chris Middleton. So and then they have Bob Carrington. Yeah, I don't know. They have a lot of guards, and then none of them seem to play really good defense either. So well, we got to see what happens there. And then obviously the Pelicans with Jordan Poole. I don't know how much better they're gonna get. Obviously Zion needs to like get better and stay a little healthier to the end of the season. Like I had Zion and he was just a mess all year, man. It was tough handling him not playing for some weeks, then coming back, having these amazing games, and then not playing again for like a couple weeks. But I was just wondering what you think about that trade since you had McCollum.
Um, I mean, oh man, it's some bottom feeding teams, man. Just swapping out some players, man. It's nothing that's gonna move the needle, man. But I mean, okay, I guess CJ McCollum, dude. How many wins are they gonna get now? It's not really anything that excites me too much, man. It was Jordan Poole for McCollum,
Yeah, and then some
right? That was
other
basically the
yeah.
names on flip.
Yeah, and Sadiq Bey and Kelly Olynyk was been on like every team.
Yeah, I mean, just think about those names like Kelly Olynyk City Bay, man. It's not this spectacular. I mean, congrats to the Wizards. I mean, I do like what the Wizards have done this offseason. They've been getting some young guys. Ironically enough, CJ's not one of those young guys. But the Wizards, if you run through their roster, they got a nice little influx of young talent to move forward. So that's the state of their franchise. But yeah, I, I will say this, right? Just give me 1 second. I will say this about the Pelicans because they were one of the teams involved. I'm curious what the hell the Pelicans are doing, dude. Because there's one deal that we need to speak on because it's crazy. It's insane. Like I don't know why. I don't know why the Pelicans would do it. It was a draft night deal between the Atlanta Hawks and the New Orleans Pelicans, where the Atlanta Hawks wanted to move up. Excuse me, the New Orleans Pelicans wanted to move up. I think 10 slots in the draft and draft that guy Queen. So they gave the Hawks their pick in the draft, 10 slots, I guess higher or lower. I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
And
23rd
in
pick.
and in return, the freaking idiotic New Orleans Pelicans gave the Atlanta Hawks their unprotected first round pick for next year. So they were like, yo, we just
Oh man.
not even like, yo, give us your pick. This wasn't New Orleans telling Atlanta, give us your pick in this draft. So now we have 13 and 23, and we'll give you our pick unprotected next year. Right. So basically a swap of picks. No, they were like, yo, let us just move up 10. So you still keep a draft pick in this draft, and then we'll give you our unprotected next year. Dude, New Orleans is gonna I'm trying to not swear, but they're gonna effing suck, dude. Do you think New Orleans is gonna be good this year, this upcoming year?
No, man. It looks pretty bad. They're just gonna have a lot of random dudes and Zion if he plays.
Zion's not gonna freaking play, man. That guy's always hurt.
So they're just gonna have Jordan Poole.
That dude is fool's gold, man. I'm telling yo, dude. I told my friend 2 years ago in fantasy, don't don't draft Zion Williamson because the guy always gets
Yeah.
hurt. And what happened? He got hurt. Last year you took Zion Williamson. I was kind of like, man, that's kind of playing with fire. It didn't seem like a you kind of move. It didn't fit with your brand because you like those guys who plays, and then you took Zion. How many games did Zion miss last year?
It doesn't matter. I still got third.
But I'm saying, dude, we're talking but that's because you are good at taking other players. But if we're taking it to a real life situation, New Orleans isn't that. Look at the rest of their roster. It's pretty putrid. You just told me that they got Jordan Poole. You're supposed to get freaking excited about that?
I
Jordan
lost
Poole and
six out of my top seven players. Six out of my top seven players I lost.
all right, but how many games does Zion miss so that we could bring it to real life, like for the New
Oh.
Orleans Pelicans? How
let
many how many
me
games
let
did he
me
miss?
let me Google. Let me Google.
Right? Because obviously how you performed is not the same as how the New Orleans Pelicans performed last year. Because
You're right.
right, so that to me that was the trade that I'm like
30?
he missed 30 games.
No, he played.
He only played in 30 games,
That's what it says. Yeah.
so he missed 52.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like
Holy shit.
they must think this guy Queen is gonna be like freaking the next big name or something, like the next
Dude,
Jason Tatum or whatever.
this is crazy. 2019, 2020, he played 24 games. The next year, 61, more than double. The year after that, did not play with an injury. The year after that, 29. The year after that, 70 games he played, more than double the previous year. And then he goes less than double again the next year with only 30.
Yeah.
This guy's literally a roller coaster. Like if you do that chart, it's literally up, down, up, down, up, down.
And that season that you said that he played 70 games, like the most recent one that he played 70,
The
they
year
went
before this, yeah.
they went to like the play-in tournament or whatever the hell, and Zion literally got hurt in that game. So it's like it's fool's
Oh
gold,
shit!
bro. He's like, yo, we finally got through the regular season with him. He played. He's healthy. He's good. And then when you need him, he
No
gets
way.
hurt. Yeah, man,
Oh man.
it's fool's gold. So that I'm just saying, like, to bring it back, like, imagine being a New Orleans Pelicans fan and your team does some idiotic move like that, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I look back on our time as fans of the New Jersey Nets, and there was one trade that was Vince Carter and Ryan Anderson to Orlando for Ray Alston, Courtney Lee, Tony Badee, and like a second round pick. And to this day, I still hate that trade. But I think like this one is probably worse. You're just giving up because when that Vince Carter happened, that trade, I was younger, so I just knew it was Vince Carter. But you look back on it now and you're like, yo, VC was like in his mid-30s. He was gonna start declining. This shit is like you're just giving up unprotected first, and you're gonna be trash, dude. It's horrible.
Yeah, man. Good call on that one, man. That is really bad. All right. I think that's a good recap for now. Probably some more stuff is gonna happen in the next few days we could talk about.
There was no more. There really was no more.
No, dude, there's so much more, but like
That was only
that,
like big stuff.
yeah, we could keep going for like another 2 hours, like on these little trades and like kind of bigger ones, and yeah. But for now, I think we'll come back
Well,
if we
look.
have time tomorrow or the day after.
So everyone who's listening, we need you guys to like, comment, and subscribe on these videos so that we can one day hopefully make this our main source of income. And then we don't have to go to a 9 to 5s. And then we could be like, yo, today, 3 hour pod, baby. Because what else are we gonna do? 3 hour pod. So we need you to run it
Yeah.
up with the like so that we could reach that level of life one day.
Hopefully
Until
AI doesn't take over.
AI, man. I remember when AI meant Allen Iverson.
Yeah. The freaking what was the name? The Truth? No, not the Truth. What was the
The
Answer?
answer, the answer.
Yeah, man, the freaking Answer. All right.
All right, thank you everyone for
Yeah.
tuning in, man.
I'm gonna stop recording right now.